back to my channel, Clean with Kate. It's 5:30 in the morning and I've just got some time before the rest of the family wake up to catch up on some ironing. So if you'd like to join me for some ironing motivation, I've made myself a nice cup of coffee, I've drunk my water. First thing I need to do is fill my iron up. I've got a nice treat planned for myself for when I hopefully finish one basket of ironing. I'm going to treat myself. I'm just going to adjust this camera. Let me just pan out so you've got a better view. I've got a nice treat plan for myself. I'm going to get myself some new timers. I'm going to talk about doing this for the last few videos, but I'm going to get myself online and buy myself a couple of spare timers because I'm constantly looking for my timer, and I just think I just want to make life easier. Let's get some more water ready. I want to have a timer in every room that I need to be motivated in, because I find if I use a 10 or a 15-minute timer, I just get so much more done, and it helps me get started. So I'm setting my timer for 15 minutes. I need to switch the iron on. Crucial first step, switch the iron on. So I'm just going to have to wait now for it to heat up. That's a bit silly. I should have done it to begin with. Anyway, I'll just talk you through my tips for getting myself motivated to do the ironing while it's warming up. One of the tips I find is it's good to have something to distract you. So I find if I have a film to watch, some music to listen to, a podcast to listen to, or even just making a video like this, it just helps to make the time go quicker, and I just actually do it. I get on with it. The other thing is to have a glass of water or a nice drink, and a coffee or a cup of tea. It's just nice to have, make it into a sort of special time. In the past, in winter, I'm going to get started, but in winter sometimes I will light a candle. If it's really dark, I'll light a candle while I'm doing my ironing so that the scent of the candle just uplifts me. Or I'll iron in front of the fire in winter. Or I do love to iron in winter in front of the big TV in the other room. But in summer or spring, I like to iron in here. As you can see, although it's early in the morning, it's light. Whereas if I came in here in winter, I don't think I'd feel as motivated because it'd be dark outside. But at this time of year, when it's light and I get to see the sunrises, it's absolutely wonderful. I love being up at this time in the morning. I tend to iron in winter. I tend to iron in the evenings. It's quite strange. In summer and spring and autumn, I iron in the early morning because I'm an early waker. I have been an early waker for years. Oh, I've got my air ready. I'm just going, this is still quite creased. I might have another go at that. I think the iron wasn't quite hot enough. I should have put my iron on while I was yakkering away to you about my coffee. Anyway, where was I? Haven't had enough coffee yet today, so my brain's not firing on all cylinders. Anyway, in winter, I don't like ironing in the early morning. It's really strange, but I do love to in summer, particularly. I love getting out when it's dark outside is a bit strange. So in winter, I tend to iron in the evenings, all cosy in front of the fire and in front of the big TV. After we've had dinner, I'll quite often do the ironing. And I tend to in winter do a big batch of ironing, because if I've moved my ironing board into the other room, I'll tend to let it pile up a little bit more and maybe iron for an hour or two. I'll iron for the amount of time it takes for a film to go. Whereas at this time of year, I don't tend to let it pile up as much, so I iron smaller chunks. Okay, that took quite a long time to iron that one pillowcase. Right, let's just speed up a bit. That took me 3 minutes. That's not great. I'm not going to get much ironed at this rate. Anyway, other ways I find to motivate myself to do the ironing. If you plan a reward afterwards, I find that's quite good. So maybe if I was ironing in winter, I'd plan a nice pudding to have after I'd finished the ironing. And at this time of year, the rewards are often much simpler because I'm ironing more often. So like this morning, I do want some new timers. So my reward this morning is to sit down and actually take the time to order my new timers, rather than just wishing for my new timers to arrive. And it's so easy. It's just ordering them online. So I don't know why I'm putting it off. Anyway, all right. If you have any really good ironing tips or tips to motivate yourself to do the ironing, please feel free to share them. I'd love to hear from you. I got a really good tip this week. on one of my cleaning videos in the shower, where I clean the shower screen with the squeegee to prevent the sort of limescale buildup. And somebody said, why don't you clean the tiles as well? Because that can prevent mould. And that's such a good idea. I don't know why I've never thought of it. So I'm going to give that a try this morning. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully it won't take very long. But we do get, one of our showers, particularly the one that gets the most use, we do get mould buildup. I think the other thing to avoid mould buildup is to open the windows after the shower. After people have had a shower, get them to open a window, because that really does help if you've got a window in the bathroom. It really helps to reduce the mould. And always remember, if you've got an extractor fan, put your extractor fan on before you go in the shower. That helps to reduce it as well. So we don't get too bad mould, because I'm pretty good at opening windows. Oh, this is not going to be fun to iron. Oh my goodness, I'd forgotten I'd bought these. These are fab. I bought these wonderful, let me just come back, dungarees in a charity shop recently, and I've given them a wash, and now I'm just going to run the iron over them. Really looking forward to wearing these in the autumn. It's a bit warm at the moment probably to wear them, but the weather will change. No doubt, this is England. The weather will cool down. At the moment we're having sort of south of France weather. It's been wonderful this week. So we're in skirts and dresses, but the weather will go back to normal quite soon, I'm sure. And I can wear my lovely dungarees. These are going to be my favourite. I think these are going to be my favourite autumn clothes. They were such good value as well. I think they were only a few pounds. And I was just so excited. I've been looking for a really nice pair of dungarees for ages. And quite often when I try them on, they don't suit me. I don't know whether it's because I've got a long back and shortish legs. But something about a lot of them doesn't suit me. So I tend to wear dungaree dresses. I love a dungaree dress. But these, when I tried them on, I just knew instantly I loved them. Which is really nice when you find something, especially when it's a bargain, like these were. I'm just going to iron that label. These are Calvin Klein dungarees as well. So these were a super find. I tend to buy most of my clothes in thrift stores, charity shops, market, sort of flea markets, second-hand clothes markets. I've done this now for many years. I don't buy very much in the way of clothing new, other than sort of, things that you wouldn't buy second-hand, like underwear or socks or things. But I do tend to buy most of my things second-hand, because the clothes are quite expensive at the moment. And that because I just like a bargain. But it means that if then I don't find I'd wear them as much as I thought I would, or I just redonate them to the charity shop. So I don't feel guilty then, and feel like, oh, I've got to wear something that I don't actually like. Because we all make mistakes in our wardrobe. It's just, human nature. And I think I love clothes, and I like to have a change. I have some clothes that I've had for many years, some of them probably 20 or 30 years. But then it's nice to have something that's new to me, like these dungarees, which I haven't worn dungarees probably since I was in my 20s, although I wear dungaree dresses a lot. So I'm really excited about having these. I just hope I wear them as much as I think I will, because I'm so excited. Anyway, let's get back to the ironing. How long have I been ironing for? Oh, I'm getting a bit faster. I've ironed now for 8 minutes. So, a great way to motivate yourself with the ironing is if it's really piled up. A really great way of catching up on it is to invite a friend round who's also got a bit behind with their ironing, and iron together. I used to do this regularly when the children were younger, and we'd have such a laugh, and it made the ironing a really fun. I think I might need to reinstate that. It was such fun, and we both used to iron for a couple of hours together. We'd laugh, we'd drink tea or coffee, and it was just lovely. I really, really enjoyed those ironing sessions, and we got the ironing done, and it was just fun. It was a way of making a household task into a really fun, and fun social event, really. That's probably my favourite way to motivate myself to do the ironing. But you need to have an amount of ironing that's actually worth doing, because for the person coming, it's quite a lot of effort to bring their ironing. I used to actually, because we were doing it, I used to do it regularly with this particular friend. I actually bought a spare ironing board and a spare iron so that she didn't have to bring her ironing board with her, because otherwise it can make it too complicated. And we always used to iron at my house for some reason, probably because I had the spare ironing board and I had a spare iron. And this was before I had this lovely room to iron in. We used to iron, where do we used to iron? I think we used to iron in my hallway or sometimes in my lounge. This is a skirt I bought recently again in a thrift shop. So I don't think I've actually worn this one yet, so it'd be interesting to see. This was a purchase that after I bought it, I wasn't sure about. So, but again, it was only a couple of quid. So it was I think it's at Marks and Spencer's from the sort of 80s. But I love denim at the moment, so it's finding different ways to wear denim. And it's such a practical fabric when you're doing housework and gardening a lot. This is actually like a very soft sort of cotton. It's taken quite a bit of ironing though. It's quite long length as well, which is nice. It's good for when the weather is not so warm. So it's very good for sort of autumn or a dull summer day. It's not a heavy denim. I have to be a bit careful I don't burn the spots. I do love polka dots. Okay, we're nearly there with this one. Some items definitely take longer than others. This one is definitely proving more of a challenge, which might mean I end up not keeping this one in. Maybe go back to the charity shop if it's going to take this long to iron it. The dungarees were definitely easier to iron. But it is a very pretty skirt. Look at that. It's nice. Right. It's not perfect. Is it good? Oh dear, still not good. Back to the ironing board. It's still got a huge crease in it. How did I miss that? Yeah, this is high maintenance. I do not like high maintenance things. This is, I would say this is maybe why this got donated to the charity shop. I have a feeling this might have been a load of laundry that got left in the washing machine as well. So that's a tip to reduce the amount of ironing you need to do. Try not to forget your laundry when it's in the washing machine, because if it's been in there 24 hours, it comes out a lot more creased than if you'd got it out straight away and shook it and hung it either on the washing line or on the areas. Okay, let's get that crease out. Right, Ollie, this one item is taking longer to iron probably than 2 or 3 of the simpler ones. It might put me off this. I'm glad I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It's so frustrating if you buy something and then you find one wash and it looks terrible. I've had that happen with dresses where I bought them. I in fact bought them new several years ago. I wore it a couple of times. It looked fantastic. Washed it and it literally looked like a scrumpled up tea towel. And you know, even ironing it didn't get it looking good. It was just a bad buy. That's just disappointing. I hope this isn't going to be the same. Anyway, that's better. Let's see. I'll have to enjoy wearing that a lot, because there's another skirt here that's in similar colours. I really like these colours at the moment. And that literally took me less than 30 seconds to iron. Whereas that other skirt took me probably 5 minutes to iron, which is not great. Anyway, I've got a long sleeve t-shirt next. This looks like it's going to be easy. Let's hope. I might need to put some more water in the iron. Oh, only got 2 minutes left. I haven't had much of my coffee. I think I might need more coffee to get me ironing faster. Whoa, I've overfilled it. That was really not clever. That's me being half asleep. Oh, I hope I haven't broken my iron. Hang on, that's not clever at all. Let's get some of the water out. How did I manage to do that? Because no, it must not be empty, because normally the amount in the jug is just the right amount. So let's pour some of the water out. Put it back. I think I have overfilled the iron. That was really stupid. And I've wet the ironing board. Oh, best laid plans, hey? I don't know how did I manage to overfill the iron? Let me just get a cloth. Oh dear, I probably need to drink more coffee. I honestly thought that needed refilling, but I must take my time and check. Because it's a black iron, it is actually quite difficult to see. Still can't actually see how much is in it. So let's just dry the iron off. Drying me off. There doesn't seem to be any water in it. I don't know what I've done. That iron actually looks empty. Unless it's leaked. Let me just have a look. Because that is really strange. I can't see any water in the iron at all. Why did the water come out? There's definitely water in there. Just really hard to see. Oh, that is not a good design. I was really enjoying this iron up to now, but I just find it really hard. I'm going to switch it back on. Whoops, there's the timer going. Oh dear, I think I might have to stop now. That's quite thrown me, that. Anyway, not all of everything goes to plan. I think there's still iron in my water in my iron. I've only done half my basket. I think I'm going to have some coffee. Have a sit down for 5 minutes, and then I might come back to this. But you can see I've done that was not as good an ironing session as usual, because that skirt took a long time. But I have ironed everything on this area, so that's good. I've got 3 skirts ironed. I've got my little camisole ironed. I've got a pillowcase ironed, and the big dungarees. So that is definitely a good start. Anyway, I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes and just drink some coffee. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you have any tips or hacks for ironing, or any tips that you use to get yourself motivated, please share them in comments. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.